Hey guys, Ed from Paranormal Link, Ohio, back at it again with another podcast episode. I know I've been gone for quite some time. I've had to go because I had some health issues that I'm getting taken care of, and now I'm back. So, while I was laid up in the hospital, I read this crazy true story about how a Ouija board solved a murder. Now, there are people here in the story. I'm not going to use the real names, but I will use, different names. And it is just absolutely insane. So, it all starts out in 1990. 1999, I am sorry. And this man moves to this town with his drug addict girlfriend. He had just lost his father from cancer, and he's just having it real bad, and his girlfriend was not going to come off the drugs that she was on. He had her to rehab 3 different times and just couldn't get her to quit. So this final time that she robbed him and left, that was it. He was done. And he got with another girl that he went to a party one time and got with her. And they become real close, and they were together for quite some time. And she ended up moving in with him, and his roommate, and his roommate's girlfriend one night were just partying, having a good time. And they were drinking, and they're sitting downstairs in the basement, and, just talking and living it up. And he had come across this article in a magazine about an Ouija board. And he asked around the room, he's like, hey, you guys ever heard about these Ouija boards? And they're like, yeah, man, those things are just absolutely scary. And his girlfriend was like, yeah, my brother used to use those back in the day to scare the crap out of me, and I just don't like them. She was just totally, she didn't like them. And his roommate was like, why, do you got one? He goes, no, but I can make one, and we can do it real quick. So they all agreed, and he made a Ouija board out of a pizza box. And he drew everything on it. He made a planchette out of the same pizza box. And they started asking questions. If anybody was there. He said, I opened the spirit world up. I want to communicate with you. If anybody's there, please talk. Nothing happened. So the planchette starts moving. And then there's a lamp down the stairs in the basement that falls. They all freak out and scream. Well, then him and the roommate started laughing. They did that when they weren't looking. He moved and he pulled the cord of the lampshade, or pulled the cord of the lamp, made it fall. So everybody's mad, I can't believe you did that. You're such a dick. You scared the crap out of us. Once they got over that, they said, all right, we'll do it for real this time, no more playing. So, they're asking if anybody's there. And the planchette starts to move. It goes to yes. They get done. They look at each other. And they're like, well, what is your name? And it spells out K-E-L-L-Y. F-I-T. And the girlfriend stands up and she goes, I want nothing to do with this. She throws the Ouija board and she says, I want nothing to do with this. This is just stupid. This is dumb. We shouldn't be doing this. So the boyfriend looks at her and says, what is wrong with you? What is going on? She goes, I just want nothing to do with this. She storms upstairs. And the rest of them are looking at each other, and he finally goes upstairs and he's talking to her that night while they're getting ready to go to bed. And she goes, I had a cousin named Kelly Fitzgerald, and I thought it was going to spell her name, and it just freaked me out. We used to be so close. We were like sisters until we got a little older, and she started doing drugs. She did anything under the sun drug-wise. And she said that she started hanging out with the wrong people. So he looks at her and he goes, I completely understand. I'm so sorry. I wasn't trying to say anything or do anything to upset you. And she goes, oh, I know you weren't trying to do that. It was just, I can't think about her without crying because she disappeared. And nobody knows where she went. Nobody has found her. Nobody has gotten a hold of her. Nobody knows what happened. And so he kind of looks at her, he's like, I understand completely about the whole being a drug addict. My ex-girlfriend was like that, and I know I should have told you about that, but I didn't want to. It's not that I didn't want to, it's just, he said he just didn't know how to. So they sat there and they discussed and talked about it for the rest of the night, and everything was alright. So she said the next day, she goes, you could try it, but I want nothing to do with it. So he goes downstairs, him, his girlfriend, his roommate, and his roommate's girlfriend go back downstairs again that night. And they're going to try to talk to Kelly. So they're all sitting down there, they're getting ready to go, they're putting their hands on the planchette. He looks at her, his girlfriend, and says, she goes, no, I want nothing to do with this. This is all you. And then when he goes to start, she puts her hands on there. She reluctantly said, okay, fine, I'll do it. So they start asking again, is there anybody there? If there's anybody there, we want to talk. If this is Kelly, I'm ready to talk. So the planchette starts moving. And they said, is this Kelly? And it goes to yes. And then all of a sudden, he has a premonition. He sees her floating in water inside of a bag, just floating. She can't breathe. So all of a sudden he just throws up water everywhere, just pukes it all on the Ouija board, everybody else. I mean, it was a ton of water. And they hadn't been drinking that night, so they don't understand why he threw up all this water. Well, later on that night, he told his girlfriend, he goes, I saw this Kelly girl in water in a bag. And she was choking on the water, so I choked on the water. So his girlfriend's like, you're losing your mind. It was just a coincidence. You've got to stop. So that night, the following night, he's down there by himself trying to communicate with Kelly. Nothing's happening. Ouija board's not doing anything. And at this point, he had made another one because he threw up all over the cardboard one. So he'd made another one. Nothing's happening. Then he has another premonition. He has like an episode that he can just see something. And what he saw was this Kelly girl and another man, a really strung out looking man who had a heart tattoo on his chest. And they're camping. They got a roaring fire. He's struggling through the grass. And he looks at Kelly, and Kelly is dead asleep. She's passed out, and he thinks she's dead. So he wraps her up in a sleeping bag, drags her to the lake, and tosses her in. Or down to the river, I mean. Tossed her in the river. Kelly floated down the river for at least, I think it was almost 6 hours in this bag. And somehow her head would stay above water and she was able to breathe. Until she got to a point where it just got too much and her head wouldn't stay above water and she drowned to death in that bag. Still, they never found a body. So he's driving. He comes out of this premonition. He runs to the bathroom. Sorry, I said he's about to drive. So he runs to the bathroom. He's crying. He doesn't know what to do. He's seen this image of Kelly again in the mirror. He's freaking out on the floor. He's panicking. The roommate comes in. He's like, "What's wrong, man? What's wrong?" And he's like, "Just get off me. Just get off me. I just don't understand. Just get off me." And the roommate's like, "Hi, man. I was just trying to help." Because I know. He's like, "I'm sorry. He's like, "I saw her. I saw how she died." And the roommate's like, "Dude, you've got to stop, man." He goes, "This is just making you crazy." So the next day he's driving, and he sees another premonition of Kelly standing in the woods next to where he was driving. Then he sees her in the car, because the radio station was playing a song that said "died in the water," and it was like "died in the water." It just kept saying that over and over again. And he would try to change the radio stations, and every station had the same song. That's when he looked up and looked at the woods and saw her, and then he looked over, and she was like right there in the car. So he freaked out. He wrecked, and he gets out of the wreckage, and he runs to where a clearing is, into where there's like water, like the river. You can see the river. It was huge. And then he comes to, and he's like freaked out because he got in a wreck. He destroyed his car, and he had this dream that he was down at this clearing, and he looked over and he saw where the clearing was, but he was just so worried that something was wrong with him. So he walked his way to a house. He called his girlfriend. His girlfriend came and picked him up. They're driving, and she said, "So what happened?" He said, nothing happened. So she turns on the radio, and that same song is playing, and he starts freaking out. He's like, that's the song. "I died in water." That's what it keeps saying. He's like, "I saw her again. I saw her in the woods, and I saw her in my car, and I wrecked, and I went to this clearing. I don't know what it means," but he's like, "But she's calling out for help, and I don't know how to help her." And his girlfriend's like, "You've got to stop doing this. It's driving you insane." And he said, "How the hell can you be so fucking heartless?" And they got into a huge fight. She stopped the car in the middle of the road, told him to get out. And he got out, and he never spoke to that girl again. But as he's sitting there on the side of the road, trying to figure out how he's going to get home, he looks down the road. He's not too far from the accident. He goes, "I'm going to go down to that clearing." So he walks down there. He's going through the woods, and he has another premonition. He just can't shake it. It scares him so bad that he ends up leaving. So the next day, he goes and talks to a psychic medium, to find out why and what is going on. So he gets there. She tells him that she doesn't know that she's dead. You have to tell her that she's dead. So he goes back to the woods, and he sees her again, another premonition, and he says, "You have to move on. You've died. You have to move on." So the Kelly girl, the spirit, grabs a hold of him. She's crying. She throws him into the river with her. Thankfully, there was hikers walking around that pulled him out of the river. And they're like, "Dude, are you okay? Are you okay?" And he goes, Yeah, but she's over there. She's over there." And they walk over there, and they find her very decomposed body in this sleeping bag. They call the authorities. The authorities come. They pick him up. They're asking him all these questions. How do you know that this body was down there? And, he told them the whole story. And they believed him. They really did. And that's how the Ouija board solved this murder. And he told him about the man with the heart tattoo on his chest. He was just a freaky, frail, drug addict looking, just like unhealthy guy. And that's when one of the cops was like, no way. And he said, what was the girl's name? And he said, Kelly Fitzgerald. And he's like, well, I'd worked a case a while ago where she came up missing, and he was a prime suspect. But he had gotten away with it due to a technicality, but then he had killed again. And that's how they caught him, and they landed him in prison for this separate murder. And I read that, and I was like, whoa, man. What is the odds of that? It was just the craziest thing I have ever read. So, I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's episode of the Ouija board solved my murder. And it was just, I thought it was awesome. I hope you guys thought it was awesome too. I am in better health now, and I'm going to start recording more podcast episodes. That way, I'm not gone this whole time. I want to thank each and every one of you for all the text messages, the calls, to see if I'm okay, to see if everything's okay. And just, I can't tell you how much I love y'all. So much respect that I have for you guys. And I just wanted to say that. So, I hope you guys have a great night. You guys will hear from me again tomorrow night with another podcast episode. Thanks. Bye, everyone.